Welcome back, viewers. Today's video is dedicated to creative people. So creative people require a lot of special applications that run on their systems to do the creative work. For example, they require the different audio video recording applications. The writers require different text editors and special dictionaries, language dictionaries. The photographers will require different software applications to develop their photographs. So for all these people, Linux does have some standard distributions, special distributions to take care of their needs. So Ubuntu Studio is one such Linux distribution, a specialized Linux distribution to take care of the needs of the creative people. Now, there are many users who get hooked to Linux Mint when they shift from your Windows. So Windows also has lot of different tools and applications for the creative people, but many creative people like to shift to Linux because the Windows is full of bugs and there are many other irritants in Windows. Comparatively, Linux is free from bugs, though there are bugs, but it is comparatively very less and it is more secure than Windows. So now suppose there is a creative person who is got hooked to Linux Mint and wants to use the applications, the creative applications found in Ubuntu Studio, but doesn't want to go over to Ubuntu because Ubuntu is notorious for the snaps. The snaps reduce the system performance, though it is very stable, but the system performance is reduced and he wants to stay on Linux Mint. Linux Mint, as we all know, is totally free of snaps. It is desnapified. So how to use the Ubuntu Studio on Linux Mint? So there is a definitely the Ubuntu Studio works on Linux Mint also because Linux Mint is based on Ubuntu, so it directly works. So that is the big surprise. So now uh, how to install the Ubuntu Studio on Linux Mint? So we will today start with the installation of Ubuntu Studio on Linux Mint, and in the next video we will check out what the different applications of Ubuntu Studio were installed on the Linux Mint virtual machine that we have set up today. So first of all, you have to open your Linux Mint virtual machine. You have to get the update manager updated first. Then you have to open the software manager and let it sync with the repos. So I have already done that. So here you can see the Ubuntu installer is ready. So you have to search for I will just show you. There are some updates to the system also. So what we will do is, I think how much updates are there. Let us do the quick update also. So we will do the updation of the system also. Now let the system update in background. Now what you have to do in the software manager is open the software manager and then you have to search for this Ubuntu Studio installer. So that will search for the Ubuntu installer package. So Ubuntu Studio installer package will be there. First we have to let the software manager sync. So I have installed the Linux Mint 21.1 XFCE edition. You can do this in any of the flagship desktops. So you can do installation of Ubuntu Studio in the Mate desktop or the Cinnamon desktop also. The method is same. You have to just open the software manager, software store, whatever you have got in that particular desktop of Linux Mint, and you have to search for this. And you can also do the installation from terminal. In terminal you will have to use the search function. So I will just show you how to do that also. So you open this and here you have to do sudo apt search Ubuntu, just a moment, Ubuntu Studio dash installer, and you have to search for that. Give your password So there it is. The Ubuntu Studio installer is there. So you have to just install it first. So sudo apt install Ubuntu dash installer. So that will install the Ubuntu installer first, and then there are some further steps. So what I will do is, most of the people will use this terminal, but I want to show you the alternative way. So I want to show you the ways to do things which are not done by most of the people. So what happens is, you will get an option to do things in a different way. So everybody will use terminal, but I will show you how to do it through the software manager. So what we will do is, I will minimize this. We will not use the terminal method because it is very easy. I just showed you what to do. You have to search sudo apt search Ubuntu installer dash Ubuntu Studio dash installer, and after that you have to just once the application is found, you have to just install it, and then anyway it is a graphical only. Further terminal installation is not possible. You will have to use the graphical installer, that is the Ubuntu Studio installer, which is graphical. So I will now minimize this. So now let us wait a few minutes for the uh, update to complete. Now let us take a look at the application menu. So we will see what different applications are installed. So later on we can compare what new applications have been installed. So I will not speak much. I will just scroll down through the applications sections. You take a look, and then you can compare it yourself in the later part of the video what new applications have been installed. So this is the applications installed in the accessories section. Now let us check out the graphics section. Only 3 applications are there. In internet, 5 applications are there. In multimedia, 4 applications are there. In office, these are the applications. This is the settings menu. You can just take a look, remember, and later we will compare this. So this is what is available in the standard Linux Mint 21.1 XFCE Desktop. And now the system part. So these are the system tools that are available. So that's it. We have checked what the applications are there in the standard XFCE Desktop of Linux Mint 21.1. Now once the update completes, so update is going on. So once the system update completes, we might have to do a restart and then again open the software manager and then start the installation of the Ubuntu Studio installer. So now we wait for 20 seconds for the update to complete. Doing a system update is important because otherwise what will happen, sometimes there will be issue with the configs, because many times in the update the configs get updated. So we require to do the config updates. Application updates is not that much a big problem, but there are updates to the system file, so that those are very much important. So always do a full system update before you start installing the software. Now we wait for the installation to complete. Okay, so the update has completed the installation. So now we can start with the installation of the Ubuntu installer, Studio installer. So you have to click on this. So now you can see it here. It is a system package. So this package is developed by the Ubuntu developers. So it allows you to install the Ubuntu Studio on any of the desktops that are provided by Ubuntu. So you can install this on the Ubuntu Gnome desktop, Mate desktop, Cinnamon desktop, any desktop you can use this application to install the Ubuntu Studio. It will install all applications and do the system configs to make your system ready for the creative work. So now what we will do is we will install this. So you can see it here. It is going to install this many packages. It will install the Jack, the MIDI application, MIDI daemon, MIDI did, me did is the MIDI daemon, JavaScript. So there will be some scripts that will be installed. Jack daemon to firewire, you can say connection underscore. There are some XML scripts are there. You can see it here. This is the package for the ALSA resampler package, module jack, ALSA audio. So you can see the mixer is there, audio mixer, jack control is there, MIDI net is there. It is application software properties. Studio controls is application to control your Ubuntu Studio, and this is the bridge. So this is the audio video bridge. Different things are there, and some applications will get upgrade. For example, the Pulse audio libraries will get updated along with the Pulse audio util. So you have to hit the continue button, input your password. So installation is very fast. Once the installation is complete, I will show you what to do next. Now it will system will ask you whether to enable the real-time process priority. So it will enable the real-time features of the kernel. So you have to say yes, hit the next button. That's it. So it will apply the real-time patch to the kernel. So it will apply the real-time configs to the jack also and to the pulse audio. So all the related applications and the system features will get a real-time patch. Now the Ubuntu installer is installed. What you have to do is either you can launch it from here. I will show you where the Ubuntu Studio installer will go. You have to open this system settings, and here you have to search for the Ubuntu installer. It will be there, or it will be there in the system. Let me search. It should be here. Yes, it is there in the system. So system section will have this Ubuntu installer installed. Go to systems. So either you can do it from the launch, or you can do it from here. Hit it. You will close this software manager. Now here the Ubuntu installer is a graphical tool to install the Ubuntu Studio. So it has got some sections. For example, you can choose all or you can choose any of them depending on your requirement. So you should prefer to use the Linux low latency. So that will install the Linux low latency kernel. So it is a kernel with low latency. Then you can, if you choose this, you always should choose the low latency settings also. So otherwise, the just having kernel is not going to help you without the low latency settings. And you can install this performance tweaks that will also help you to be creative. So all the applications for the creative person, especially the audio video, will run properly with the performance tweaks. You can install the audio applications for the creative people. So this is the package group of package for the audio application. So you have to install that if you want. If you are going to use the audio packages for you are a audio creator, then you can use this. If you are a graphics creator, you have to choose this package, that is the graphics package. If you are a photographer, you use this package. If you are a publisher, if you are in publishing some books, EPDFs and all those things, you have to use this publishing package. If you're a video grapher or you're a video creator, you have to use the video package. You can install all, but you might install any of one of those depending on your requirement. And these are the Ubuntu wallpapers. So it is just theming. It will theme your desktop according to the Ubuntu Studio. So the Ubuntu Studio is a separate Linux distro, or you can say desktop, available in Ubuntu. So it will use those paper wallpapers and install it here, and the Ubuntu Studio menu. So you always have to install this. It is required, Ubuntu Studio menu. And if you want, you can install Carla. So Carla will help you for the patches. So you can connect your system, the different jacks, different input outputs for the audio and video using Carla. So Carla is also very important package. Once this is done, you have to hit the selected packages. Now there is another thing. You have to there is an option to enable the backports PPA. Backports is a repository that contains newer software, so you can go for it, because that will install the newer packages for the different audio video applications, graphics application, publishing applications. Whenever new application is found in the backports repository, it will be installed on your system. So I will enable this. You have to just click here and you have to say OK. That's it. So PPA will be added. You have to input your password and your sources list will get updated. That's it. Nothing more. It will take few seconds to do that, and the window will get closed. That's it. Now just wait. Again, I think we will have to do the selection. It will be very easy. You have to just click here. We will install all the packages. I want to show you the complete Ubuntu Studio. That's it. Now there is the enable backports PPA is grayed out and the disable backports PPA is enabled. So if you don't want the backports or the newer application, you want the stable old applications, you have to disable this from here, and you can now install the Ubuntu Studio installer, what we can say, different application sets or the different feature sets. So we are selected everything: low latency kernel, low latency settings, performance tweaks, audio packages, graphics packages, photography packages, publishing packages, video packages, wallpapers. That is basically theming your Ubuntu Studio, the Ubuntu Studio menu, and Carla. So now we shall install the selected packages. Input your password again, and next everything all is automated. Now you have to do nothing. You have to just wait for the installation to complete. Once the installation is complete, it will ask you to reboot. You have to just reboot it and your system is ready for the creative work. So we'll now wait for the installation to complete. Okay, so the installation took around 15-16 minutes to complete. I got a 15 Mbps internet connection, so it took around 15-16 minutes. If you have got a faster connection, it will install much faster. And once the installation is complete, it will show us a warning. In order for this user to have the RT access, that is the real-time access for the audio applications, a logout is necessary. So anyway, we are going to restart, and we will check out the Ubuntu Studio that was installed on the Linux Mint in the next video. So we will do a compulsory reboot. But if you are not going to do reboot, you have to log out and log in. So that will enable the RTSS for the audio applications. It is very important. And the Ubuntu installer will automatically add the user, the present user, that is Sam in my case, to the audio group. So the user has RT access. So for you to have the RT access, your username should be added to the audio group. So audio group is a different group having real-time access to the audio application. So that is done automatically. In many other Linux distribution, for example in Arch, you have to do it manually. You have to open the configs and do the configuration by yourself. But in Ubuntu, it is done automatically via script. So that is very good on part of Ubuntu developers. So now what I will do is I will click OK, and we will stop the video here. You can see it here. It is showing us that all Ubuntu Studio packages are already installed. So there are no further application packages to install. The installation is complete. You have to close the Ubuntu Studio installer app. You are done, and I will stop the video here. Next video we will check out the Ubuntu Studio that was installed in this video. Bye bye.